election 2010, there was a 65% turnout. 36% voted Conservative. That equates to 23.5% of the electorate. In the NUT strike ballot, turnout was 40%, but 92% voted yes for strike action. That equates to nearly 39% of the electorate. For me, the figures speak for themselves. Comrades, let me also remind you that those people who did not take part in the ballot, for whatever reason, were not voting no to strike action. They simply abstained, just like a third of the electorate did in 2010 in the general election. As a teacher, I joined the profession because I thought I could make a difference to our children, their education, and thus our futures. Unfortunately, this government thinks my colleagues and I will have the stamina, enthusiasm and motivation to make a difference to our children, to our futures, when I'm 68 years of age. This will only damage children's education and lead to more teacher shortages.
Striking because this government wants to raid our pensions to pay off a deficit caused by recession and bank bailouts. There are alternatives. We should be investing in public services to help the economy grow, creating jobs, not cutting them, and clamping down on corporate tax dodgers who deprive our economy of tens of billions of pounds every year.
I'd like to thank every individual standing in front of me, behind me, to the side of me today, collectively, for standing together on this pensions issue. I've got something that's on a poster on my union wall. I'm going to read it to you now, and I believe it stands for everything that counts today. It's done by Robert Tressel, UCAT. Every man or woman who is not helping to bring about a better state of affairs for the future is helping to perpetuate the present misery, and is therefore the enemy of their own children. There is no such thing as being neutral. We must either help, we will, or hinder, they will.
I'm a retired member of the union, but that doesn't stop me fighting alongside you, shoulder to shoulder, for what is just right and fair. The despicable actions of some in government, if not all in government, Libs and Tories, who are trying to put us asunder by declaring that the private sector is in poverty compared to the public sector. That's a disgrace. But I can tell you why there's a grain of truth in it. Because many, many private employers ought to be in jail. They should not have been given the privilege, like Maxwell, of committing suicide. The truth of the matter is that, regrettable as it is, so many private employers dip their fingers into the workers' pensions contributions. We have heard earlier from a tax inspector. She will tell you that the number of private employers who go down irresponsibly, taking with them the workers' contributions, escape any penalty.
Because it's not the workers who cause the crisis, it's the rich. And if the government wants some more money, they can get £9 billion very easily. Stop the tax relief on pension contributions for the rich. We all know that the public sector pension schemes are affordable, they are solvent. And we all know that the woeful state of private sector pensions will never be improved by cutting public sector pensions. That is not the way to go. And let me tell you, brothers and sisters, about the MP's pension scheme.
It's a struggle!
Tell you about that. 10 years ago, MPs voted to improve their scheme from a very generous 50ths to an even more generous 40ths, funded by the taxpayer. And I'll tell you, 4 Conservative MPs did vote against that. But I'll also tell you that 4 current cabinet ministers voted to improve their own pension scheme, including George Osborne. And I can tell you that the 3 Wolverhampton MPs then, Brother Dennis Turner, Brother Ken Purchase and myself, did not vote for that increase.
We found out that on Greek television, this is the #1 piece of news all over Greece. And they're having it worse than us at the moment. They've just got rid of their democracy and put in a dictatorship like Italy. They're having the House of Lords one in Britain. The furthest message of support that we had for the Wolverhampton Valley was from literally on the other side of the world. We had a message from China, from a former Wolverhampton Fire Brigades Union member who said it's been all over the telly in China and he wanted to send his support to everyone. Well, I'll leave it by asking you a couple of questions. Does anyone want to work longer? No! Does anyone want to pay more for their pension? No! Does anyone want to have a smaller pension? No! Well, make sure when you go back to work tomorrow, not today, that you tell your work colleagues what they've missed. Thank them for coming out on strike as well, even if they sat at home or went shopping. But also tell them the next time, because this probably won't be the last time before we get rid of this government, tell them to come and join their comrades in Wolverhampton at the next rally and the next demonstration, tell our employers that we are not going to pay more, work longer and get less. Yeah!